Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jake, and by the title of the video you can tell I'm talking about the best pitcher in baseball, my favorite pitcher in baseball today, probably one of my favorite players of all time, and that is Jacob deGrom, aka deGoat. Um, I know this topic has kind of been talked about a lot because he is just doing incredible things this year. His ERA is insane. What he's doing this year is, beyond compare, really. There's been nothing really like it in baseball history. But I kind of wanted to give you my reasons why he is my favorite player and why I think he should be maybe your favorite player. Um, I believe, no, I don't believe he is the best pitcher in today's game. That's not really, I don't think people can really dispute that whatsoever. But I think in my 15 years of watching baseball, my 15 years plus of watching baseball, he's the finest pitcher I've ever seen pitch in the major leagues. Um, he's just crazy. He's also an incredibly likable guy. Every baseball fan I hear, every baseball fan I talk to, they love Jacob deGrom. The guy he just doesn't make any sense. I mean, he's as he gets older, he throws harder. When he came up to the majors, he was, mid 90s fastball, 95, 96 miles an hour. But nowadays, he's hitting consistently 99 to 102. He's well over 100 sometimes, especially at the start of games. And it's just insane. He throws a slider that maxes out at 95 miles an hour. It's something that, from a starter, it's unheard of. Maybe, you got guys like Aroldis Chapman who throw really hard, but they only do it one, maybe two innings a game, and they only do it every couple days. deGrom does it every fifth day, and he does it for 7 innings plus usually. The guy is just ridiculous. Just to illustrate how insane his career has been up to this point, 2017, let's go there. Let's not start where he came from, not his rookie year. Let's start in 2017. His ERA for that season was the worst in his career. His worst year, his ERA was 3.53. Now you may be saying, ERA, it's not the most indicative of a pitcher's, skill. And that there is some truth to that. It doesn't account for things that they can't control. But his ERA plus, which is a stat, if you don't know what ERA plus is, it's to level out the playing field for all pitchers. For example, like, deGrom pitches in the NL compared to in the AL where there is no DH, or where there is a DH rather. So his ERA plus in his worst season was 117, which the ERA plus league average is 100. So that means at 100, you're an average pitcher in the major leagues. His ERA plus was 117. That means he was 17% better than the average pitcher at allowing runs or not allowing runs. What did he do the very next year in 2018? He won the Cy Young. His ERA was 1.70, and his ERA plus was 218. So he was 118% better at not allowing runs. To go from your worst season, which isn't even bad, his worst season is probably better than most pitchers' best season. And to do that, to almost drop 2 whole runs off your ERA it's incredible. And, Jacob deGrom is incredible. And you might be wondering, how does one follow up a 1.7 ERA season and a Cy Young victory? Well, in 2019, he won the Cy Young again. So now, in 2019, he's a 2-time Cy Young Award winner. The dude is just, I'm 4 minutes into this video and I'm kind of losing, I'm kind of speechless. But I'll continue. In 2020, the pandemic shortened season, I guess he he slid back. He wasn't as good as he was previous. He finished 3rd in the Cy Young Award victory. Race. So he took a major step back. His ERA was 2.38, which is actually better than it was in 2019, which was 2.43. So I know he finished 3rd in ERA in the Cy Young Award race. So you got to dock him, I guess. But now I want to talk about someone who is often compared to deGrom as perhaps one of the best pitchers in baseball, and that is Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He's the $300 million man. He's the highest paid starting pitcher or pitcher in general in MLB history. You know, he pitches for the Yankees. They both pitch in New York. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, there's a lot of similarities. But just one stat to illustrate how far the gap is, I believe, in skill and ability and on the field success. Garrett Cole, his best ERA for a single season was his final year in Houston, 2019. His ERA was 2.50, and he finished second in Cy Young Award race to Justin Verlander. That's pretty good. I mean, that's amazing. That was a great year. I watched it. That second half of his year was amazing. But just to illustrate the point of why I think deGrom is head and shoulders above Garrett Cole, got Garrett Cole 2.50, the best for his career for a single season. Jacob deGrom, his career ERA overall is 2.50 for an average. His average season is 2.50. So if you look at ERA, at Cole's best, that's deGrom's average. So I think that just speaks volumes to how good Jacob deGrom is. And that's not taking away from Garrett Cole whatsoever, but I don't think it's very close whatsoever. And another reason why deGrom is my favorite pitcher, well, if you saw my last video, I think it's pretty obvious. The dude can rake. His hitting stats are crazy. I mean, this year in 2021, perhaps the final year that pitchers will be hitting in the National League, he's hitting .364. He has 12 hits and 33 at-bats with 6 RBIs. And that's not just one season. His career, he has 9 career doubles and 3 career home runs. So if you saw my last video, you can tell that's another reason why he's one of my favorite pitchers. But just to wrap it all up, just to put a bow on this, I think he is the finest pitcher I've ever seen, and I think he will go down in Major League history as one of the best pitchers ever. Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Cy Young, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver, whoever you want to put him up there with. I think you cannot mention those guys without mentioning Jacob deGrom, because I think he's basically got the Cy Young locked up. I mean, if everything goes according to plan, he'll be, wrapping up his 2021 with another Cy Young in his cabinet. That'll be 3 for his career, which I think will, almost sure him Cooperstown placement. And he's really close to Bob Gibson's record. His ERA for this season at the All-Star break is 1.08. Bob Gibson's record for a single season in the year of the pitcher, 1.12. So he's getting close. He has a shot to do it, and I think especially if he beats the record, I think he'll win the MVP, and I don't even think it'll be close. So if he gets those two, I think he'll cement his spot in Cooperstown, and I think he will have a plaque in Cooperstown. But I just want to thank you guys for watching. This is my second video of this style. This is my foray into baseball video commentary. I really enjoy making it. Hopefully, it can get more eyeballs on it, just because I love baseball. I really love, the conversation. Hopefully, it can get people talking. But if you guys could comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Do you disagree? Do you agree? And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.